The 100 Monkeys Experiment and How It Pertains to Humanity.
All right, before we go any further, I have to give a disclaimer so this does not get taken down. This video was made strictly for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered factual. We simply point out patterns and things that we notice. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and say the whole damn video is scripted. All right, now that we've satisfied the guidelines, let's get into it. All right, so the 100 Monkeys is an experiment that was conducted by Japanese scientists, and their test subject was the Japanese snow monkey. Now, the Japanese snow monkey lived on a certain island in Japan, so they were completely excluded from other monkey species, and unable to interact with any other monkey species because the Japanese snow monkey lived on the island. Anyway, so the experiment was that the Japanese scientists would bring sweet potatoes and they would drop them on this island for the monkeys to eat. They began dropping the sweet potatoes up by the tree line, and the monkeys loved the sweet potatoes. They all started to eat them and it went really well. And then the scientists started dropping the sweet potatoes in the sand. And that's a problem for the snow monkeys. They don't like their sweet potatoes covered in sand. So now the monkeys are freaking out and they don't want to eat any of the sweet potatoes. So the scientists take 2 of the snow monkeys down to the water and they teach them how to wash off the sweet potatoes using the water. So now 2 out of the 100 monkeys on this island have the knowledge on how to wash the sand off of a sweet potato. Then the scientists take those 2 monkeys back to the rest of the group, and every day those 2 monkeys teach a couple more monkeys how to rinse off the sand off of a sweet potato so that they can eat them the way that they like them. It continues like this day by day until eventually the number grows to all 100 monkeys knowing how to rinse the sand off of a sweet potato, okay? And immediately, as soon as 100 monkeys learned how to rinse the sand off of the sweet potatoes, something incredible happened. It would no longer be just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 monkeys down at the water rinsing the sand off the potatoes. Now it was all 100 monkeys down at the water rinsing the sand off the potatoes together. So the scientists thought this was really cool, and they were equally baffled by what they had discovered. So they decided to go to the next island and teach an entirely new group of monkeys how to rinse sand off the sweet potatoes. They wanted to recreate this experiment with an entirely new set of monkeys on an entirely different island. Now these monkeys on the next island had never had contact with the monkeys that they had just got done teaching to rinse off the sweet potatoes. Since they lived and grew up on separate islands, they didn't swim, and they just didn't have any contact or communicate with each other in any way. But when the scientists pull up at the next island to teach the monkeys this thing with the sweet potatoes, suddenly they realize that this monkey species already knows how to rinse off their sweet potatoes in the water. Every single monkey in the world now knows to take their sand-covered sweet potato down to the water and rinse it off. Why? How? What is that? You might be asking yourself any of these questions, right? That's called collective consciousness. So when I get people that ask me, why do I even bother making these videos? And is it really that useful to wake one more person up in this world? What is that really gonna do? Well, it does a lot, because we could be 1 or 2 or 5 monkeys away from that 100 monkeys. And once our collective consciousness wakes up and we as a society make that shift, there will be no going back. So yes, waking up 1 person or 2 people or 5 people every day is absolutely worth it to me. It should be worth it to every other single person in the world too, because they have recreated this study with rats, with all types of different animals. And every time, once they teach a certain number of a species to do something, all of the species knows how to do that thing that they were just taught, even the ones who weren't present for the original lesson. It is insane. There are multiple experiments on this collective consciousness topic. Please do your own research. I never encourage anybody to take what I say at face value, but I'm telling you, this shit is insane and it will blow your mind. So whenever somebody asks me why I do this, I just think of this 100 Monkeys experiment, because collective consciousness is very real, because what we're doing does matter. We are all connected, and once we hit that tipping point, then we can all wake up to the reality that we are all getting played like a bunch of fucking fools. So like, comment, share so this video reaches anybody and everybody that it can. Fuck it, let's get to 100 monkeys.